Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. This is the regular meeting of the North Oakland Transportation Authority, or NOTA. Um, Our agenda today is for Thursday, August 15th, 2024, and we're meeting at the Oxford Township Hall. At this time,
Oh, hey, Chris.
I'd like to call for a roll call. Perfect timing, Chris.
Great. Oh, I
Here's, uh,
Ah, we got
Alrighty.
everybody now. How you
Mr.
doing?
McDonald,
Here.
Sarowski,
Here.
there you go. And Mr. Flood,
Here.
Mr. Brakefield,
Here.
Mr. Pearson,
Here?
Ms. Waffle, time, yep. And Mr. Barnett,
Present.
Mr. Curtis. We've got Lori is excused, Ian Kelch is excused, Margaret Payne is excused. Okay.
Okay, can we pay respects to the flag?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There were a couple different versions of the agenda sent out. I think Lynn has extras if you don't have the most recent. It would have, under new business, it would have all the A through E.
Thank you.
I don't know if
Okay.
I got A through what?
E.
Here, I
I don't
can,
have that.
Came out today.
Got E.
here, you want to?
Chris, you need one?
I got one, I got it.
All right,
Yep, and
thank you.
Okay, so I don't think there's any changes being proposed, so
I move to approve the agenda as presented.
thank you.
Support.
All in favor of the motion to approve the agenda as presented, please say aye.
I,
Opposed, please say no. The board's received the minutes in their packet for the June meeting, which was our last regular meeting. Are there any questions, changes, corrections? If none, motion to approve would be in order.
Move to approve.
I'll second it.
I can't approve it because I wasn't here, sorry.
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion to
I'll
approve the minutes as written.
Second.
Support. Who was it, Chris or Ed?
That was Chris first, but yeah.
Okay. All those in favor of approval of the minutes of the regular meeting in June, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Minutes are approved. Director's report. Lynn?
Yes. Just to get a couple highlights that's in it, is we had a new high for our rides, over 9,000 last month, so we're over 144% compared to last July, so we're doing a lot of growth. Oxford TV came out this week and did an interview, so that's going to be out next week, just kind of about the expansion and what's going on with NOTA, which is great. I just wanted to highlight too that we have a grant right now for veterans. So if you know veterans, it's Veterans Ride for free until the grant runs out. So we just have to have a military ID or your discharge papers to register. And if, unless you have any other questions on anything that's in the report, I just wanted to highlight a couple of those things.
Questions for Lynn?
I would
I-
do it.
I just have one on your, how are you getting people to Metro Airport? How do they do that? I mean, do you
So
go so
that-
far?
We took the family from Oxford. It was a disabled Oxford rider, and their family wanted to try to get to the airport. So it was kind of we were trying to work together, and that's the idea right now is for us to eventually be able to do that, to cross between the transportation companies. So we ended up taking the family to Pontiac, and they picked them up and took them. And I think it was two different stops for them. I think they had to go downtown Detroit, and then Detroit they took something to get to the airport, but they did make it there. So
So it was,
Driving directly to the airport.
no, we took them to Pontiac,
So
and then
Smart got 'em
Smart
in
picked
Pontiac.
them, and did that. So we're starting to slowly do some transfer trips, which is we've done a few with WOTA too. There's someone that's working in Oxford that's disabled, and so we're meeting halfway, and so they take so far, and then we're picking them up. So we're doing the same a few with OPC as well. So. But it'll be a lot easier when we're all in the same dispatch software, which isn't quite there yet. So it's very manual and laborious, but we're trying to work through it.
And you are not taking veterans to the Ann Arbor Hospital?
We are not, no.
Wow.
Why not?
Be a lot of people going there.
No, I mean,
Oh, well, right now it's just our
Ann Arbor's too
area.
far.
It's just too
Yeah.
far, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But we can take you to someplace in Smart that Smart might be able to transfer you over there, you know.
Smart have Ann Arbor?
They have ways to get to Ann Arbor, so,
The
and so
Veterans
does
also
PAX.
has a bus service that will pick up, but I don't know if it's from a central location or if they'll drive all the way up here to pick them up. Because the veterans that do have to go to the Ann Arbor Hospital, they're remitted for their mileage expenses.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions for Lynn?
I would move to receive and file the director's report.
Second?
Any questions on the motion? If none, all in favor of receiving and filing the director's report, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Public comments, hearing none, we'll move on to approval of financial activity. What say the board?
Move to receive and file the financial activity. estimate.
Second?
Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion to file, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Approval of bills. I guess that would be combined for June and July, right?
Yes.
Is that 801,000?
The total is 1,183,644.44.
I assumed that it was the July bills and.
Yeah.
July bills, yes, yes. It's 1,183,644.44.
I move to approve the June and July bills in a total amount of $1,183,644.44.
Support. Okay, we have a motion and support to approve the bills as presented. Could we have a roll call in, please?
McDonald?
Yes.
Zarowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Wapple? Barnett?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Motion carries. 2024 budget adjustments, and I know when to turn it over to Lynn, and this is your time. Okay.
Yeah, so we did adjust the budget for, if you're looking at the revenue side, actually the Oakland County millage revenue was decreased by like 893,624 for a total of 5,488,429. And that is the amount that agrees to the Oakland County contract that just came in today, where they adjusted their budget as well to equal that amount with the changes in it. So it was a little confusing because I had the original budget for the county, and then we adjusted our budget in March, but the county never adjusted it. They just said to do one adjustment. But now we are back to having the same budget numbers with these budget adjustments here. On the revenue side, there's a new operating funding called local bus operating. So that's where a state matches a certain percentage based on whether you're in an urban area or a rural area or in both. So there's a kind of a calculation. So that's kind of a match of dollars spent. That also decreased just based on our decrease in expected expenses for this year. We had to decrease some grant urban dollars that will be not available until next year. And our rental income obviously adjusted because our tenants moved out. So our total income was decreased 1,557,039. So our total income and expenses are now 8,041,457. That's on the revenue side. On the expense side, highlights our insurance. I expected it to be a lot higher, but MMRMA said they aren't charging us for the additional 20 vehicles that we purchased this year. They said they'll just charge us next year for the adjusted amount. So I was expecting an increase, an extra amount due this year, but we didn't need that. I also included the architect fees So for the building renovation, so the only building renovation costs that we'll have in 2024, the architect fees of $6,250. I contacted the county. They have a contract with Steve Auger, the AKA, so they said that you didn't need to go to bid because those have already been bid out. So, and he was the one that had done the previous architecting for our original build out when we bought the building in 2019. He came out and took a look at the building and is hoping to give us like an estimated number for me to get the budget for 25, which is due at the end of the month. So we're kind of putting that together. So that amount is included there in the professional services. And then, let's see what else we have.
Software.
Oh, the software's included, yeah. So we did, we have office capital, which includes our dispatch cubicles that we put together, our server, and then also our QRide dispatch software. It's a one-time upgrade cost of $40,000, and then it's $3,250 a month to operate up to 58 routes. Right now we're at 46, so it gives us some leeway, but we're going to be up to 50 this year, and then up to probably 58 next year. So that's
Are we paying anything to the predecessor?
PC Trans.
Yeah, have we been paying?
We just had a bill that we paid. Actually, it's in the bills right now that they billed us for, and it ended up being like $3,500. That was what we paid for this year.
Per month?
No, just in total. That
Okay,
was
because
just-
this is per month.
That is a per month, yes. Yes.
Significantly more than we
What
had.
we had. But our dispatch software is just completely out of date. And we're literally on paper, like I said in the report. Our tablets are all down. So literally any change that we have has to be manually called. Someone has to pull over, write it in. It's just, it's horrible. We're at a critical place. And so we've brought it to the county. The county understands our issue.
Yeah, you included the letter from Eli on it, Eli
Right,
as
so-
part of the pack, so.
So that's built in. It's not guaranteed because he has to push it through his boards as well, but he's 100% backing us. Smart is wanting us to use their current existing software, and they're saying that they can get this for us, although they're not letting us go in to see it. They're not getting us any information, so I'm not waiting for them. We can't wait for them, so we'll see how it all works out. So it's going to be, he's got a meeting with his first board is at the end of the month to approve this budget, so.
I got a real quick question. for you.
Sure.
On this, is it called C-Ride? Q-Ride?
Q-Ride.
Q-Ride? Who is actually paying for this?
The
Is it
county.
County or we are?
The county.
Then why is it coming to us?
Well, this is, the NOTA board has to approve the expenses.
Well, it's not our expense, it's Oakland County's.
I know, but it's as the board to approve the budget that we are
It shouldn't be in
expending.
our budget. If Oakland County's paying for it.
Well, Oakland County's paying for all of our expenses, so they're handling.
We're the ones that are making the decision
They're
Right.
asking us
to,
to say, okay, so they can put it in the news that notice said it was okay, so it's okay with us. Is that the way it
But no,
works?
we're getting the money and then pay, it's a pass-through, right?
They're
Yes.
paying for it, but they want
Yeah.
us to say it's okay.
Oh, we
so
pay,
Well-
we
say
pay for it. We have to
notice said
pay
okay.
for it. They're just reimbursing us for it. So we actually pay for it. They just
And
will
Smart said
reimburse
you
us.
can use, you can take theirs, but they won't show it to you until you say okay.
no, not even that. It's worse than that, Ed. From what I read in the report, they said, yes, you can look at it, and then they pushed it back, said they're having problems, and they have not been able to get in to see it. I mean,
So,
and that's consistent with what they've been experiencing with that new software, and that's why
The
we
reason I
stayed with
question
the,
it is because $250,000 for software is like way over my head. $3,500 a month for 60 months is $210,000 plus the $40,000 down equals $250,000. That's $250,000. I
Right.
know we can opt out after 24 months.
right.
Why don't they just make it for 24 months?
Well, I think that they're letting us, so the idea is Smart is going out for an RFP. And so their contract right now with their current provider ends in September 26th. So that's why we wanted a 2-year out. So they're going out to an RFP for all of us to be on the same system in September 26th. So in the meantime, I'm looking for something that we can get and operate. But I wanted, It's possible that it won't be ready September 26th. We want to make sure that we have an operable system, that we can continue past that if we have to, until we're all on one system.
What would happen, I'm just throwing this out, if this NOTA board said, no, we're not gonna accept this one, what would happen?
Then we'll,
It would be very hard for NOTA to operate
Exactly.
because the current software requires the drivers to stop. They have to manually write down any changes or anything like that after they leave on their routes.
Is that
So,
$250,000?
and I don't know if there's more,
There's gotta be a cheaper way to go.
You
There's
know,
gotta be a cheaper software.
but that's why I made the point with Lynn, let's make sure the county's gonna cover this cost, and they have agreed to do it. So,
and actually, a lot of the software companies make you pay a lot more than that up front. A lot of them are like 400,000 up front, and then big contracts like this is really actually very reasonable
Well, it's
compared
just-
to what
it's
other.
hard for me
right.
because
No.
Oakland County doesn't pull their money out of the money tree, it comes from us. Our tax money is going to do this. And I'm just having a hard time, that's all it is. I'm just having
Right.
a hard time when I see 250, or
But it-
250,000 for software.
Right, it's really integral to our operation. It literally is everything. I mean, I don't even know how our dispatch is operating, and it would be cheaper for us to do this and spend 46,000 this year, and it's only 39,000 next year for the full year. If we don't have this, we're gonna have to hire 2 full-time dispatchers. It's 128,000. It's way more, and you're still not getting any efficiency. With the new software, it shows, right now, we have 48 routes. If someone calls in and they want to have a ride, they actually manually just have to look for a spot. With the new system, there's algorithms built in, so they run it to make sure that it's efficient, and they come up with a schedule. So we're going to have a lot more efficiencies. I bet we're going to be able to take a lot more people, and we're going to have a lot less staff. It's going to be safer too. Your drivers aren't going to having to move over to the side of the road to figure out where they're going. It's all in an integrated system for safety, for inefficiencies, for just the core of our business. This is the
Sounds
most
wonderful.
important.
Sounds great.
This is the most important
We
thing.
need to make
Mhm.
a motion first to allow NOTA to go to Q Ride without any competition, single
Yeah.
sourcing it.
that's in the agenda,
We need to
as
make
a,
two motions.
as a
One,
separate, yeah.
Give
for-
you a
It
authority
is.
to do that.
That's a separate item.
And my question was there any competition?
So the only reason we can go to Q-Ride without having to go through an RFP is because it's an upgrade. Q-Ride purchased our existing system, PC Trans, and because of that, you can bypass the system, the RFP process, which takes up to 2 years. So this is a fix for us to be able to have an operable system without having to go through the time and expense and waiting 2 years to go through an RFP to purchase.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No.
on the
No, no, not at all.
Those are all good, valid questions, absolutely.
Anybody else have any for Lynn, or?
I just, all these upgrades and everything, the county's still paying for, even our architectural expansion and everything like that, so it's still their dime. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, with that, there is a resolution regarding the authorization and completion of the agreement to approve the Oakland County amendment of interlocal contract.
Oh.
Right here?
Yeah, that one, we just need to approve the budget adjustments first. That one's on a separate line item. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's not your fault. Okay. Okay, so the amendment for the interlocal contract, same number, dated August 14th, 2024. What's the pleasure of the board? Approve, deny?
Make a motion to approve.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any questions on the motion?
Is
Hearing-
this item C, Mike?
This is 8C, 8C, which is about 24
Yeah.
budget adjustments. Mhm.
Okay, we'll have a roll call in when you're ready.
Sure. McDonald,
Yes.
Zarowski,
Yes.
Flood,
Yes.
Brakefield,
No.
Pearson,
Yes.
Wappel, Barnett, Curtis.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, moving on then to old business. There is none. New business, item A, employee handbook review, prepared by Lau Lau, which I have no clue what that means, and reviewed by Ecto HR. Lynn, I'm gonna let you handle
Sure.
this.
Yeah, Lau Lau is the benefits administrator that we have, that we had last year and this year. They've kind of, so when we became a large employer, over 50, they kind of took a look at um, our handbook and made some adjustments to that. So now there's, that last year is when we added, I have some notes so I can remember all the changes that we did. So, new benefits that were added, back in '23 were like the MERS with the 3% match we had to add. We now had the dental, vision, health, long-term, short-term disability. Those were all things that we hadn't addressed in our handbook, and we literally, we've been kind of working with this handbook for 2 years, but not able to hand it out. So we're now to the point where we really desperately just need to get a handbook out there, even though it seems like everything's been changing, but I just wanted to at least get a handbook out there to start with. We had to add COBRA and FMLA. We did, what's that?
ESTA,
Uh-huh, yes. And so the ESTA, and then what else that we changed? We never addressed maternity, that issue, so we did add 2 weeks for maternity, where you can get 1 week at the beginning and 1 week at the end if you take some time off in between, and 1 week for paternity.
okay,
Those are ones that they suggested, so.
Is-
That's,
Does this affect what's coming in now because of the changes they made at the state with part-time employees and everything?
so that's what we're waiting for, is that the sick time is now gonna be required for, even part-time employees, that we have to have 1 hour for every 30 hours worked. So we're having to, so they're wanting us to hold off on our PTO schedule, right now until we figure out what the laws are with that, and then implement it based on that.
what
So,
I read it to be is you're just trying to get a handbook out there that's current to date.
exactly,
That's what we're doing, and
Yeah.
keeping it a living document,
right,
because ESTA's changing, and
exactly,
a lot of things are changing. They haven't even
Right.
solidified it.
no,
We were talking yesterday, like, challenged in court.
yes, so,
So what would you like the board to do, Lynn?
Received
I received it.
okay.
I made some notes that I can just give you rather than all of us try. If you have a suggestion or
Please do.
question, let's give them to Lynn as soon as possible, and then we'll move forward with it, Lynn,
Did
okay?
they
That'd be
take our
great.
latest one that I provided, look at it to develop this?
I don't think so. They had their own, and then Ecto kind of went in and added a few things, so no. I don't think so. But yes, I'm looking for comments or thoughts on it, so,
Just email you or something like that.
yeah, that'd be great.
You're hoping to implement this by the end of the year?
Yes,
Okay,
for next year.
You
Mhm.
want to just do a motion to receive and file it?
that's,
I'll make a motion to receive and file the support for review.
Okay.
HR.
any questions? I think Mr. Sarowski beat you to it.
Oh, I didn't hear. No,
He's closer, I heard him. Okay, if there are no questions on the motion, all in favor of the motion to receive and file, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Okay, Lynn mentioned during the amendment process that we got a quote for building renovations for our facility. Lynn, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Steve Auger, again, was the county contract for architecture. Again, he was the same one that had done the previous build-out for us. He said that the initial fee for this year to build out the initial one will be $6,250. And he's putting together kind of an estimate of the renovations that we talked about to come hopefully soon, so that we can build it into the budget.
Will that include the plans to do so, or will we have to pay extra for that? You
That's,
know,
I think, built all in one, so I think he's looking at kind of an all-inclusive quote.
Okay.
That's what he had said, so.
I'd make a motion to accept the quote from AKA Architect for $6,250 for the 2025 renovation of the building.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion and second to authorize the architectural quote for $6,250 for 2025 renovations. Any questions on the motion? Could we have a roll call in, please?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Zarowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Wapple? Barnett?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, moving on to item C, the Q-Ride dispatch software that Lynn's kind of already given us a background on. Lynn, if there's, unless there's some questions the board might have, do we have enough information to move on? It's covered in the budget, the amended budget, and that's bottom line
This
is,
would be reimbursed by the county, correct?
right, correct.
I'll make a motion. Approve the QR dispatch software upgrade contract approval, $40,000 implementation cost, $32.50 per month, total $46,500 for 2024.
Support. Yeah, we have a motion and a second to approve the contract for Q-Ride dispatch software. Any questions on the motion?
I do.
Yes, Ed.
Is there a way you can, it's making it sound like just for 2024, but this Q ride is for 24 months minimum? Could you add that in your motion, that it'll be a total minimum of 24 months they're requiring?
Well,
I'll
the
make
con-
my motion.
Isn't the con-
That's correct.
should I complicate things? I thought it was a 4 or 5 year.
It's a 5-year, but you can get out after 24 months.
Yeah,
So-
they're
so it's a 20
allowing us to
That's-
get out after 24
And
months.
that's in it. That's in the
Yes,
contract.
It is,
Yeah,
but
So-
it's,
so,
It's more than just 2 months, it's 24 months.
right.
So that's all I wanted to,
Mhm.
Mike, to just kind of,
Clarification.
yes, makes sense.
So are we okay to vote on the motion or no?
I amended my motion.
Okay.
Did we get
Oh,
the
you do.
second on
Okay.
it? We got the
Is
support?
there any questions on the motion?
Okay, so we have an amended motion.
Yeah, I support the amended motion.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor of the amendment to the original motion to add the 24-month termination clause, whatever. Can we have a, I don't know, we don't need a roll call on that part. All in favor of the motion, of the amendment, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, then on the original motion to approve the Q-Ride dispatch software contract at the terms stated. Any question on that? Moving on then, we'll have a roll call for that one, please, Lynn.
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Zarowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Brakefield?
no,
Pearson?
Yes.
Wapple? Barnett?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Okay, motion carried with one objection. Okay, moving on to item D, the TTI contract. Basically, I don't think there's no need for a vote, but just we were notified by TTI, I guess, or the county notified TTI that they'd no longer be contributing the $200,000 that we've been getting every year because the millage is a public millage and et cetera, et cetera. So we don't have to take any action and we're just informing.
We
Okay.
need a motion to receive and file.
Okay.
Or
Who made them?
Mike?
Okay, all right.
Or,
Carl
Mike's.
and Mike. Okay, thanks.
No questions on the motion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Okay, received and filed. Item E, approval of the amendment of the interlocal contract with Oakland County. That's this.
That's this one,
Okay.
yes. This is the motion, like the resolution to pass for,
Basically, we're saying that we're amending our budget, and that the final, total income and expense will be $5,488,429.
that is basically what the Oakland County will give us. So it's not the total amount of the budget, it's just that's the portion that.
The amendment, the
Right.
amended
mhm.
portion.
That's how much Oakland County will give, and then it gives me authority to sign on behalf. Okay.
Does anybody have any questions? If not, motion would be in order.
I make a motion to approve the amended of the interlocal contract with Oakland County.
Support.
All right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the amendment of the interlocal contract with Oakland County. Any questions? Hearing none, could we have a roll call, please, Lynn?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Cyrowski?
Yes.
Flood?
Yes.
Brakefield?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Waffle? Yes. Burnett?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Okay. Motion carried. Okay, public comments? Hearing none. Before I ask for a motion on receiving and filing the monthly rider and mileage reports, Lynn, is there any way we can get a general population column, or do we really, is that premature for?
Yeah, we probably should have started. That's
No,
true.
it's probably a hassle, but I think at some point we're gonna need
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, we are. We really haven't had many general
Right.
population yet, and so
Well,
but I'm sure they are coming, so yeah, all right.
you get used to it now
Right.
while it's light.
That's a good point.
Okay, so what's the pleasure of the board and the monthly rider and
I
mileage?
move to receive and file the monthly rider mileage report.
I'll second it.
We have motion and a second to receive and file the rider and mileage reports. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Board member comments? Start with Mr. Pearson,
No comments.
Mr. Barnett.
Good to see y'all today. Baldwin opens tomorrow or Monday.
Oh, okay.
Roundabout?
So, but real quick on that, for Mike, we're paying $150,000 performance bonus for finishing it in 9 weeks instead of 12.
Wow.
The Baldwin Clarkson roundabout, which will be interesting, helpful for our drivers too. If they don't have it done tomorrow, which they're telling me they probably won't, we don't pay a penny. We still get the project done
Early.
9 weeks in 1 day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So now we're hoping for rain. I want it to rain like crazy.
Well, we could get out there and put our hoods up and everything right
Yeah.
now. Construction
We
area.
could put sugar in the
Oh,
diesel
something's
tank or
wrong.
something, you know?
Ticketing all the trucks, have the wave masters downstairs.
Crazy.
doing them all. I'm joking. I'm joking. That's a kid, I'm joking. But anyway, but good news for everybody. That will be a
That's
huge.
fantastic.
We'll be open either tomorrow or Monday.
Awesome.
Well, good luck on it. I
Thank
hope, I hope.
you.
Check.
Tanya?
No comments.
Okay. Mr. Curtis?
No comments.
Mr. Flood?
I just want to congratulate everyone who stepped forward and run for the re-elections and things, and thank you for your service.
Right back at you, I'm sure. Ed?
Lynn, good job on the manual. Looking at it, it's a lot of work that went into that.
Yeah.
That's a good job.
Agreed.
No. No comment.
No comment? Okay, Lynn, last chance. This is it.
No, that's it.
Okay, what's the
Good.
pleasure of the board?
Move to adjourn.
Support.
I heard Chris first. Okay, all right. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Next regular meeting, September 19th at the Oxford Township offices. And again, thank you for hosting, Jack.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'll be able to